Thank you. My name is Bhupinder Virk, and I'm with Procubed. We are a communication company for the connectivity of the smart cities. And as we connect the cities, the one issue comes out is the security. So my theme will be more focused upon the connectivity and the security. And I'm not going to suggest, but I'm going to raise some issues which we should be aware of. So we are an IoT company connecting street lights, parking management, gas meters, water meters, electricity meters, home area networks, and all the connectivity things, whatever is possible as of today. We have done some extensive work. I'm from Silicon Valley, started the company there, and we have development centers here also. But we started with a standard. So the number one thing comes out is the standards. Without the standards, it becomes almost impossible to control the whole city. So in 1999, I started the initiative in IEEE, which is 802.15.4. We implemented and have created this standard now global. So today we serve in about 17 countries, developing the technology and licensing it. For the India, at Procubed, we initiated the IEEE 802.15.4U, which is 865 to 867 megahertz ISM band available free of charge. Utility companies can use it, street lighting companies can use it, the police can use it, as well as the ambulance management and all those things, which I will talk later about. The other thing comes out is once you start implementing, you have to be vendor independent. Not only one company, but to reduce the cost and serve the society, you have to have multi-vendors, those who can provide you the same solution. And so interoperability and standardizations are the key when it comes to implementation at a broader scale. And then we provide end node to cloud management. You can control your lights today with your cell phone. You can turn on, turn off, your air conditioning management, and all those issues, you can do that. So the company is incorporated in California with offices in Bangalore and Tokyo. So regardless, when we talk about it, more or less, whether we do a survey in Japan or in US or in India, when it comes to the society and to the general citizen, the three key things are common. I'm born here, I was born in India, I carry a US passport, I live in Japan, but it doesn't change the fundamental three things anywhere on globe, wherever I go. I need clean water, I need access to the energy, and clean air. So these fundamentals will remain regardless whether we call it smart city or a cave age society. So these three requirements, how they are going to do, and upon that, how we are going to build the infrastructure of convenience. So looking into these things, as you can see in urban India, several of the data is available. I just took one of the instance here. Traffic management, we know how hard it is just to commute even in Delhi. Same rules apply into the quick urbanizations in Bangalore, in Bombay, etc. So these models are basically, it's not isolated problems. These are problems which are universal around all the cities in India. And what the India wants in smart cities is basically resolving all these issues in the society. Time management, we waste hundreds of billions of dollars in India just in congestion. So that lowers the productivity of the whole nation if you really look into it. When we are calling about the GDP growth, even 1 or 2% impact can have substantial day and night difference onto the whole country itself. The health pollutions. In Japan, some of my friends said, no, we do not want to go to Delhi because the air is so polluted. It is even worse than Beijing. So those kind of issues, how we are going to solve. And looking into those things, the sensor implementations and other things requires a different approach as well. So getting back into the onto the smart city, it's a collective effort. It is not the technology alone. It is not the citizens alone or the governments. So it is a collective effort for any of the things. So ecology, as well as utilizing the natural resources. First of all, educating even the ordinary citizen. Isolate your waste. Perishable, biodegradable, burnable, recyclable. So these fundamentals usually applied everywhere. Same is in California, same is in Japan, and I don't see any difference in India also. So bringing this and educating and bringing the citizens itself into this collective efforts becomes a part of an agenda of the smart city itself. Next things, if you can go into beyond the environment, then again, the policies have to be mandated, educated, so all those policies and regulations have to be implemented. Now, once we have connected the garbage, which can be tracked, etc., there are smart city lights, as we have mentioned that earlier, the gentleman mentioned that having the LEDs, etc. There comes the vulnerability of security. In 2003, at my company, we implemented a lighting management system in London. So when the ambulance leaves the hospital, it knows where the accident has happened. So 5 kilometers ahead, we could regulate the traffic by turning the side signals red and the routing of the ambulance green. And now imagine a bank robber gets this access to that network. He's going to rob a bank, and he's going to block all the police or other people, those who are chasing him, and open up his own route. And these things are not just Hollywood movies. This is real. In 2005, Google gave us a challenge, and we hacked the Google cafeteria. We were managed to raise the temperature of their refrigerators and spoil all the food. We are talking here Google. They have bright engineers, etc., but these vulnerabilities are definitely possible. So we have to look from these angles. The same thing applied to the thermostats. Imagine in a country or in a city, somebody raises the temperature by 2 degrees. Now your utility bills have gone way high, or can be vice versa also. So these things are definitely out there. So once we have these data integrated systems and all those possibilities are there, how to protect them, how to go into those complete insecure communication to secure communications, to data leaks, to all the things as I have mentioned here into the device replacement and others. For example, I go and I buy a smoke alarm. And with today's technology, I can program the smoke alarm, which is my address, where I live, which floor it is installed, which room it is installed. And when the smoke alarm goes, I can demonstrate it today. It will send automatically a signal to the fire department stating that there is a fire or smoke alarm went off. Now, imagine I leave that home, or I take my smoke alarm, or somebody takes my smoke alarm and go and installs into his home. Now, how he's going to enumerate and initialize the new address? If it is not initialized, then the fire department is going into a wrong address. Thank you. So these models and concerns, we have spent a substantial amount of discussions inside the IETF, as well as IEEE and other providers, including the Google, the Apple, and others in the Silicon Valley. And we have learned a great deal of these scenarios of city managements, and how the solid cloud systems and integrated systems will prevent the backdoor entries of these things. Getting back into the, oops, sorry. So to protect the security and making it standardized so that all the vendors can implement and provide what is mandated, policy, regulated features, etc. You can see it. The standardizations happen with the policy and then driving it down and having a vendor interoperability and all those things. So there's another standard we have implemented now, which is known as WISON, which is a smart utility network. And here is some recommendations which I have mentioned. The PowerPoint will be available. I will not go into the thorough details, but this was a study done by 88 companies collectively, and some of the recommendations have come. Thank you.